Hi there, my name is Sophie, and I am an MBA admissions counselor here at Stratus. Prior to that, I served in the Army, went to Wharton to get my MBA, and then worked as a strategy consultant at McKinsey. And today I'm going to be sharing what you should be focusing on during the month of September if you are shooting for round one deadlines with your MBA applications. So, the first thing you should be thinking about is obviously putting the finishing touches on your essays. This is the final thing that you should be able to get an A plus on when you hit submit. So be sure to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb, see if you can get other folks to look at your essays and give you some feedback before you hit submit. Number two, okay, this one's kind of tedious, but you're going to want to finish putting all of the finishing touches on the online portals for each school. And so each school is going to obviously have, a lot of different little questions that you're going to want to answer, like what clubs you're in, what awards you received, etc. And it might be tempting to leave these until the night before it's due, but you really don't want to, because some of them are going to require looking things up. Some of them are, like submitting transcripts and things like that. So you're going to want to make sure you give yourself enough time, like probably at least 2 weeks before the deadline, to make sure that you can get all of that done correctly and be able to go through your answers one more time before you hit submit. Number three is to give your recommenders one final notice if you haven't seen on the online portal that they've already uploaded your recommendations. Now, a lot of recommenders are still going to wait until the night before it's due. That's just the reality. But as long as you are gently reminding them without, sounding demanding or like you're being a nuisance, it will hopefully just serve as like a welcome reminder of like, oh yeah, I got this one other thing on my plate that I need to do. And if their recommendations are not submitted on time, you cannot submit your application. So it is a very important critical step that you're going to want to be sure that you are also following up on. Number four, you're going to want to start getting prepared for interviews. So once you submit, all the things that you have to do in order to, officially apply, there's going to be this window of waiting to hear which schools that you get interviews to, and hopefully all of them. But regardless, there's going to be some themes that cross-cut every school you're applying to, just the types of stories you're going to be wanting to sharing, practicing how you come across in interviews and doing mocks with friends and family. So it's never too early to get a head start on that, because once you find out about these interviews, you may only have like a week until you have to actually go do this. And, if work is crazy that week, or if you've got other obligations, you'll be happy that you spent a little bit of time on the front end preparing for that moment. And number five, I think this is probably the most important. You want to treat yourself. You have been grinding for the last several months to get to this point of submitting, all these applications on time for round one. And, you probably haven't had much of a social life. You probably have been, working every single weekend just to get these applications done. So now's the time to give yourself some kind of reward, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's a trip. Maybe it's a spa day. Maybe it's, just a really nice dinner. But regardless, give yourself some type of reward for getting to this point and, to recharge yourself for the remaining part of the application process, which comes next, which is the interviews. So those are my tips for September. Congrats on getting to the point where, you're almost done with round one. And if you're looking for any support as you get your applications across the finish line, feel free to reach out to any of us here at Stratus for a free 30-minute consultation.